welcome to the Josh Smith podcast show. I'm here today with Jordan Stringer. In today's topic, we're looking at neurological disorders. We've done a few of these in the couple of weeks on the Josh Smith podcast show. It's took a big hit, and I'm hoping it helps people that are watching it with these conditions. And we're looking at Asperger's and
Yeah,
dyspraxia. There's a few things I want to talk about. I do want to get Asperger's in there as well, if you're comfortable with maybe talk
of
about that.
course. Yeah,
And dyspraxia is a coordination
yeah,
disorder, yeah, and balance to do with balance.
yeah, that's right. Balance and coordination, and a lot of it's known as developmental delay as well, and it can also be referred to as clumsy child syndrome. But with a lot of people, I think I've found in statistics that in 2020, 6% of UK's population have dyspraxia, and a lot of them go left undiagnosed for many years.
Do you know what? I always used to think I had it for some reason because my coordination skills. So here's an example. I hold the knife and fork the other way around. It's very common in people
Yeah.
to change their silverware.
No, to be fair with you, Josh, you've hit the nail on the head there. I mean, I used to do that quite a lot when I was younger, having the knife and fork the wrong way around. I also used to struggle with, and I still do, to be fair, shoelaces, tying shoelaces.
Yeah, yeah, like you get caught on your finger. You
Yeah,
start
cool.
looping. I mean, I had a book, believe it or not, on knots.
Yeah,
When I was like a kid, and it just it fascinated me to see a book on knots. And I thought, oh, I wouldn't mind giving that a go and practicing all different knots. It took some time, but I still tend to when I'm tying my shoes, I can feel myself gonna go wrong. I can feel it. It's an
yeah,
emotional thing. I go through emotional states, especially with handwriting.
yeah.
When I'm writing something down and doing some paperwork, because I work in the warehouse, I work in a protein warehouse in Manor Park, and I have to do
Right.
a bit of paperwork, and I can feel myself um, feeling like I'm going to struggle to write numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, two look like ducks. One
Oh,
looks
bless
like
you.
they're like a lowercase I for one, not far off. A bit of an impact on the work. It's and the frustration
Yeah,
kicking because I can feel it, and I'm sensing it actually now. Talking about it, I can feel it that I do struggle to write. And when you're doing sports, like you're a football manager as well as a coach, Johnny, you've managed
yeah,
as coached. I'm guessing you've coached the teenagers or kids with these neurological
yeah.
disorders.
That's right. So, I mean, with my first coaching role that I had was with special educational needs students. It used to be over lunchtime at my former senior school, and it was just a chance to do, yeah, football, something that we had in common, but it was also to help them build themselves for life skills, I suppose, as well, like for later on in life. So it was about more teamwork related activities, building up their communication, building up their self confidence and their inner belief, really. Um, I mean, worked with students that had autism, yeah, Asperger's, dyslexia, some dyspraxic kids in there as well. And to be honest with you, with the dyspraxia, it was kind of I had to hold the emotion back somewhat because I was picturing like a little mini me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wanted to help them. I hope that I helped them as well. That in a sense of that they could, they didn't feel so alone because when I'd gone through my schooling, apart from senior school was different, kettle of fish. But I just felt that they need for support, and as I say, in a lot of schooling, apart from senior school, I didn't really have that.
No, no. As I went to they call it SEND school now.
Yeah.
Special educational needs, but they want to change the word needs to requirements.
Yes.
They're taking away that needs bit and requirements. I think a few students and a few parents were not happy with the fact of it being called needs, and because people were using it as a negative
Yeah, it was
thing.
put
No,
as a label, wasn't it?
and now he's
Yeah.
got special needs and laughing and all that and being judgmental, which is disgusting behaviour. but it's out. It's always out there, and it's just not on. It's disgusting. Um,
No, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, I had that in primary school where it was a teacher that bullied me for it, unfortunately. Which that's another thing for another day. But I look at it now and I think this is it. Is That's why I want to do football because I look into football coaching, managing. It's not just about the coaching. Yeah, I'd like to think that I can try and help them with their footballing skills in a sense, or in a sense of their ball work and being aware of the technical side of things. But for me, it's more about the psychological aspect that comes with the sport. Because you can take a lot of the football things on the psychological aspect and carry it through to life. And there's some life skills that you can take into football as well.
Definitely, you can do. Yeah. It's how does it? Is it challenging for them? I'm guessing it can be a bit challenging. Um,
Yeah, I think this is it. Is when you say challenging, I
there's so
mean,
many
is it?
positions, isn't there? Sorry, there's so many positions, midfield
Yeah,
and that, and you're being a goalie and that forward, on the wing and left wing. So there's all this to take in and all this to remember,
yeah,
because there's so much going around in the brain. I'm guessing it's just
yes.
trying to because they can't focus on the one thing. They focus on quite a lot of things, is it?
To be fair, I was always told when I was doing my course, football's a very simple sport. Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah,
um, and that's always sort of stuck with me because I think, yeah, they've got a valid point there. But then, as you've said, that there's so many things that come with it. How can you keep it simple? And I think with each individual with additional needs or with even without additional needs, if you like, and support, it's like you have to break it down as simply as you can and points that will stick in their mind, I suppose, to a forefront when it comes to a training session or a match, even. Um, I always feel that this is what say to the team that I'm working with at the moment is that you're out there for 90 minutes when it comes to a match day. We know that you've got the technical ability, but for them 90 minutes, don't come off that pitch feeling that you've regretted that you've not had the opportunity to express your abilities, your confidence, your way of how you play. Um, because that's what football does, is it's a chance for you to show and shine your platform. Um, so that's the way I try and get into players' minds at the moment.
yeah, it's very rewarding. I can imagine it being very rewarding when you see them progressing.
Yes,
Pitch
absolutely.
or
It,
whatever
it,
it is
it
they're
is
doing.
important.
Sorry, interrupted you.
That's all right, Josh. Sorry.
You're saying and any other skill that you've seen them accomplish when you've
I think
observed.
this it's that I think with football, I mean, people say to me, "Oh, like for example, why back in 2018, I was given Essex Coach of the Year at grassroots, which I was very lucky to be humbled to be given that. But for me, it wasn't about people saying, "Oh, it's what you did and what you gave and everything like that." No, I don't look at it like that in a sense. I look at it in a sense, it's a whole team game. And how everyone comes together from that being your players, whether that be your staff that you work with, whether that be people that come on support, whether that be parents or people that just follow the team in general. You're all together as part of that unit to succeed as one another, if you like. It's not just as they say, it's not, there's no I in team. That's what I was after.
Mm,
You know,
most, yeah.
it's a unit that everyone comes together to get the best possible outcome for one another. The endorphins in the brain when you're involved is like, wow, this, as you said, rewarding. It gives you that, like, I'm part of something here. Let's make something successful here as a unit. Um, but yeah, it's with adults now. Worked with special needs. Worked with this team now. Worked with under 17s and under 18s before at a semi-professional club. That was that was hard craft, I have to admit. Challenging age. Um, I've built up with others as well. That my own grassroots football team. We did it at seven-a-side originally. Built it into 11-a-side, which was good. But again, with that in that essence is it's about giving people opportunities. We had someone at the my old grassroots club where I knew him from school, but he had additional needs as well, and he had autism, but he absolutely thrived on playing in football and being involved. But no one was taking him on because of probably his additional needs. I'm not sure. I can't speak on that behalf really,
All right.
but it was quite for him. I felt something's going to miss here, but let's give him the opportunity. And once you give him people like that an opportunity to tackle, and he was going into adult football then, as well. It was like, is it a risk speaking with his parents? I was like, well, he's got this, he's got that. Would you bear that in mind? Everything, and it was coming together again as a team to get the best possible outcome for him to thrive. Um, and yeah, he was involved with that, and it was just a joy to behold because he was just thriving week in week out, really. You know,
It's really good. And like you say about endorphins, I mean, we like to hang on to that. We like to feel that constantly. We like to feel that happy emotion in our bodies and that because once it wears out, should I say, they sort of go back into a little bit of a rut.
yeah,
Yeah, we take it for granted and gotta find another way to gotta find another way to like find a different source, maybe to say to keep feeling better, keep get that, be motivated to feel better, not just relying on that endorphin. It's hard.
yeah.
It is
It is
hard.
very hard. You're spot on, and I think this is it. Is it's you, I think this is it as well. Is maybe it's come in a lot of senses that I've had different life experiences that they've helped me push to where I want to be now to have non-stop graft in that sense and non-stop that endorphin feeling of feeling positive about outlook on life. I mean, I think it was only until 2018. I mean, I was going through emotions all throughout my life because of all different things. But until I was struck in 2018 with testicular cancer, that really woke me up. It made me think, wow, like, and I was trying not to swear there, but I was thinking, I need to get my life in gear. Could this be the end? Like, even with that, with cancer at such a young age, because I was only 21 then. Excuse me.
It's
So there was all sorts of feelings going around my head, Josh, at that time. And it made me feel like after treatment, I was thinking, right, I'll come out of that and they gave me all fuel clear and everything. What's to stop me now from living my life as best as I possibly can?
I mean I've been through a rut. I I was that bad that I even took a program, like a little course, to have a
Right?
different prospect on life, a different mind frame, because the one I had wasn't the best. I wouldn't be doing this now. I mean, sometimes I question myself a bit. I'll look back on playbacks and I'll be my own critic, like I say, and then I'll go,
Yeah,
could have done that better. What I wanted to say didn't come out my mouth. I'm starting to get, palpitations, an excitement. It's an excitement type of anxiety, like an
it's
excitement.
like an adrenaline, isn't it?
It's what? Sorry.
Like an adrenaline sort
Yeah,
of
it's
that's
adrenaline,
getting everything
and
flowing. Yeah.
then a stutter will come in. That will come in and stuff, and in ahs and buts, like I was saying earlier on. But like I
Mm,
say, we're only human, and it takes a while for us to process, also calm down, and and
yeah,
I've I have been in ruts, and then I'm trying my best now, and I'm doing phenomenal. And me my outlook on life's totally different. Uh,
yeah.
and
I think that's it.
I'm hoping it helps people. This podcast is not for me. At the time, it wasn't. Now it is. I'm doing it for
Mm,
me. I
yeah,
like to make that clear that I'm doing this for me, but helping other people as well. But back then, it was more like I've got the guest. It's all about him.
yeah,
Pay attention to him. But we're all in the same boat. That community needs to expand. We need to get that community back. I did a video on face-to-face conversations, interpersonal conversations, communications, and that,
yeah,
and confiding in people and that. that are in your life and that. And even if you're not feeling up to talking to family, talk to friends. People do open up a lot more. I'm hoping, and men are. We are now. We never used to. I think we're starting to open
Absolutely,
up
you're spot
more.
on there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's not being sexist. It's just being fact. We know
Mm.
women open up loads. Men don't.
No, absolutely. I think you're spot on, Josh. I think we as men, we have so much pride that we shouldn't. Used to be that assumption we shouldn't show our emotion. We shouldn't be, you know, everything like that. But for what you've just told me there, I'm proud of you. Even, to hear what you've said. You coming through the other side, and I think again, as you get older, I suppose that you start to learn more about yourself more than you ever used to. Because again, when you're a kid, I suppose you're sort of naive to it. You don't connect with your emotions maybe so easily or whatever because you're just a free spirit then, aren't you, in that respect?
Of course.
Um, and it's just now, I suppose, with all this going on, again, you learn a lot of different aspects. I mean, my mum used to always say to me one thing is if you get to above the age of, I think it was like 50, and you've got like five true friends on one hand, then you've done really well in life, you know? Um, it's like, and then another thing she used to say to me, if you're going through tough times, Jordan, for true people that know you and appreciate you for who you are will stick by you through for good and for bad. I couldn't see that when I was younger. I was just thinking, oh yeah, whatever, like, But it's again, since I've got older, and since of other things that have come about, like with cancer, again, with that time, with the cancer diagnosis, it made me realize who the true people were in my life and who weren't, you know, for something that was so significant. So, as you say, about talking about emotions, about just generally as men, we need to, anyone, if we've got needs as well, it's important to because it's a huge, even though it can be quite uh, hard hitting, maybe sometimes or whatever, afterwards, it feels like if you can imagine blowing up a balloon and you letting it keep on blowing it, it's going to get a big balloon in the end. If you let go and let that squash down, squash down, squash down, the more talks that happens, whatever happens through these podcasts, just generally in life, you feel so much more relaxed. You know what I mean?
Advice you give to someone who's looking to start playing football, want to get involved, want to be the next Salah?
Yeah. So if you're a young kid, obviously feel free to obviously parents, can take you to your local football club and can inquire about a trial if you feel that you're brave enough. Um, in terms of if you're a teen, go to your nearest team, obviously with your parents say so as well, and ask, look, can I have a trial? I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be adaptable. I'm willing to try out new things, um, and see how you find even for trial because you'll know if you feel it's for you or not. You know, um, if you don't feel it's you, it's no bad thing. Um, but on the other hand, don't be afraid to ask questions. I always say that again when it comes to coaching or whatever, just teaching, just ask questions if you have them because the coach, teacher, whoever appreciates you more for opening up, like if you need that bit of adaptability in whatever way possible. Um, but yeah, if you're an adult, reach out to some teams and say, "Can I come again? Can I come down for a trial session? See if it works on both ways. See how I feel." Um, and then your journey can begin in so many ways. You'd know if a coach is right for you as well, if they're willing to help accommodate you, support you, make you feel part of it. But if playing wasn't for you, then if you wanted to go into the coaching side, you can inquire with your local county FA. So mine would be Essex FA, for example. You can reach out and they do like an FA level one coaching course, which is a basic introduction into coaching into football. It's for timeline in the sense of how long it takes to complete is a difference from when I did it. Going back, how many years ago was that? 12 years ago, maybe, which is scary. Um, and then your coaching journey can begin from there, and then you can inquire to teams once you're qualified with your first aid and safeguarding of, look, I've got my level one. Are you looking for some coaches on a volunteering basis to build up, helping the team out? And again, worst case they can say is no. I used to take no quite personally when I was younger, but it's only just two letters, isn't it? No, you know. I've learned over the years now, so don't let that stop you. And if you get, say, if a trial wasn't successful if you're playing, or if you've gone into coaching, and you know, don't take it to heart. Just think, okay, well, maybe it was for the best in a lot of ways. Maybe they wasn't ready to support me. Just if you feel that you can, go again, see what there is out there again. No harm in trying. There's going to be there's bound to be someone out there that will say, yes, we're willing to take you on for playing or for coaching side, undoubtedly.
Jordan, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much, Josh, for having me, and keep up your amazing work, mate. Really proud of you.
Oh, thank you very much, and that, and we'll stay in touch throughout the week, and
Yeah,
it'll be good to get you back on the podcast.
thank you very much, my friend. And yeah, if you need anything, a chat at any time to, myself, if you feel that you need a call, you just want someone to offload to, my door's always open, mate.
And mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josh. Take care, mate.
You too.